if you will. So see, this is the side of Mount Hermon you're looking at. That's a side of Mount Hermon you're seeing. And each of these little carvings you can see are actual shrines to different gods. That people would come and offer sacrifices so that the waters would not dry up, so that the water would continue to flow, so that there would be water in the Sea of Galilee and on down the Jordan River. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's just the way it would work. If you look to the left of that picture, and I don't have a better picture of this, but to the left of that, there is an actual cave there. Now, I want to talk about some things, and I'll come back to this cave. Well, during the time of Jesus, Romans controlled it. There's a Greco-Roman god called Pan. And Pan is the god that's sort of half goat, half man. He's got the hindquarters of a goat, horns of a goat, but the face and upper body of a man. And he would play the flute. And it was believed that Pan sort of guarded or dwelled in the afterlife, in the underworld, in Hades. That's kind of what the belief was. And if you made Pan angry, then the water would not come anymore. So you needed to appease him, and you appeased him by offering sacrifices to Pan. Does that make sense? Okay? All right, you with me on that? So this region was the temple of where Pan worship took place. The interesting thing about the Pan god is most Greco-Roman gods had a temple built. Pan did not. Pan was more of the natural setting. Typically, places of worship for the god Pan was done in caves or grottos, deep underground places. And that's where the sacrifices were usually thrown to appease the Pan god, or the god Pan, who lived in the place of Hades. All right? You with me on all that? So, that opening on the left side of the picture is a big cave that's called Pan's Grotto. And it is believed that that's where one of the gates that Pan could come out of Hades into this world if we didn't appease him with sacrifices. It is quite possible that Jesus was right about in this area when he begins to ask this question, who do you say that I am? In the backdrop of all of these shrines to all of these multiple types of gods. And by the way, Baal worship also had a center of a temple in this region as well in its day. So this place was known as this pantheon of idol worship, false gods, and Jesus is at this point asking his disciples, who do you say I am? In other words, how do I fit into the mix of all this? Powerful question now, isn't it? Because every one of us have little idols in our own life, don't we? Things that we secretly desire or want to do. Things that we invest time and money in, more so than the things of God. Because we want these things, these little idols that consume our time, consume our resources, consume our talent. And they are just like these little cutouts in the walls of our life. And Jesus is asking that question to you and I today. And the backdrop of all these little idols in your life, who do you say that I truly am? Powerful question.